Hello everybody, how are we doing today? Awesome. We'll just quickly introduce ourselves. My name's Dan. I'm from the Student Acquisition Department. Some of you I might have met at expos, at career expos. That's mainly my job. I go around and just, talk to people about music and especially about creative and performing arts. I myself have done both the Bachelor's and Master's of Music here with my good friend Nirvana Bista. He's an amazing guitarist, and we've both studied under Mr. David Pudney here. So I'm very grateful that I can sort of play with these guys. So today we're just going to do a bit of a jam, really. Do you guys want to say anything before we?
I'll let Dave go.
Look at the moment. Let's just play a tune.
Yeah.
Just a short one, and then we'll have a chat.
Yeah. Okay. Emily. Okay.
For all the Emilys in the room, this one's for.
She's an Emily.
Oh yeah. Well, let's.
Close enough, yeah.
Emily, great tune. We haven't played together for,
Since June.
I don't know, how long is it?
We haven't played in this campus yet.
No,
No, yeah.
So
it's been a while since we've actually sat here and done this. That's part of kind of what I'm really interested in being a part of the music faculty here. At Excelsia, it's like there's a lot of similarities to what other colleges do. If you're going to study music at a college, everyone needs to learn how to play the keyboard to a certain degree. Obviously, you come in as whatever instrument you play or sing. You bring that with you and you get taught that. And you get taught the genre that you're interested in. Obviously, you come in with this information. What we're trying to do at Excelsia is give you as much of a broad range of possibilities as we can. It's not just about enhancing what you already do. It's also about giving you other options. Jazz has always been my focus. I grew up on the Northern Beaches a long time ago now with the Morrison brothers, with James Morrison and John Morrison. We're all here in the same church together. And we played, I guess from me it was from the age of 20. For James, it was 13. He was 13, John was 15, I was 20. And we started playing jazz together up on the Northern Beaches at Newport. The Royal Motor Yacht Club, the Newport Hotel, right on the beaches. And we did that for a couple of years, just learning tunes, playing tunes together. It was a great experience. And through James, I got to meet all sorts of interesting people and play jazz with all sorts of interesting people. So that's been my focus, mostly as a double bass player. Piano for me is a second instrument. It's something I've grown up with and played all my life, but professionally it was double bass. So, these guys, as they said, have both been through this music program, and I had the fortune, and it was, for me, it was good fortune, because to work with Dan for 5 years, and I think it was the last one for you, of your bachelor, and then 2 masters, wasn't it?
I think it was the 2 masters.
Yeah, 2 years in masters, but I think I
Yeah.
did.
So 1 plus 2.
Yeah.
Father.
Good at maths.
We do maths here too, but not to the same degree.
As well.
You can only count to 4.
1, 5.
Anyway, we had a great time. Had a great time with these guys. They're both very talented musicians, and it's an interesting insight that both of them are now working for the college. Dan, in his in the manner in which he was talking to you about, that's his position. Nirvana is now also working here and teaching here too. And Dan, you'll find Dan playing everywhere. If somebody needs a drummer in a situation, Dan will do it. If they need a guitarist, he'll do that too. If they need a bass player, he'll do that. So he's very versatile. There is a career path, and there are a number of people who work at Excelsia who actually came through the music program and have ended up with a career here too. Music is an interesting thing. It's a language. Music is a language, and we need to think about it that way. It's when you come in, all of you that are musicians will understand this to a degree, that you speak, I guess you speak the genre that you're interested in, and you speak the language to the degree to which you can speak it. What we're trying to do is enhance that so that by the time you leave here, you're much more versed in the possibilities of music. So for example, if people want to come in and be just be classical players, we have an excellent classical music teacher, Ludmilla. I can't even remember the second name. I've never used it. It's always just Ludmilla. She is amazing. And I have spent some time with Ludmilla because at the last venue we were at, just like this, we had 2 grand pianos in a room and she taught it. And I was always interested in improvisation, and she's always interested in playing classical music to an incredible degree. So we got together and started playing on a Tuesday morning for half an hour. Every Tuesday morning I would come in early and play with Ludmilla, but I would improvise over the classical tunes that she does. And we had a wonderful time. She had a great time with it. Some classical players might not come to that easily, but she did. She was really interested in it and interested in the way that she played the same thing, but when I was playing with her, it was like it brought a whole new experience of that song to her. And for me, it was the same. I'm doing an improvisation, but I'm looking or listening at that to play along with that. I was really interested in involving myself with that, and it's been a great experience. I still hope that I can do that here at some time. I'm not sure how many classical music, if any, we will get, but let's hope we do. So it's being able to speak that language to the greatest degree we can. Is this the time to talk about Thursday night?
Yeah, God, please. Let's talk about
I'm involved with a band called the Trio Now. Interesting name. The Trio Now is a jazz trio. It's piano, bass, and drums, and I play double bass in that band with a guy who's been my mentor for longer than I
Mention.
Yeah, at least 40 years, maybe longer.
What?
Paul McNamara, a wonderful piano player, and he and I have had many discussions about music in many different locations, including the golf course. You know, we would go and play golf together at Asquith, and I can't remember the game, I just remember the chats about the various possibilities in music. Paul wanted to create a trio that didn't play a set repertoire. You would call it avant-garde. And so we would turn up. What we do is turn up and play. What? I couldn't tell you because I don't know till we get there. That's why it's called the Trio Now. It is different every time, and it's scary as all heck because I never know what's going to happen. I never know what's going to happen. But all I can say is my experience of playing for over 45 years has brought me to this point that I feel like I can do it. And Paul is amazing at it. Both these guys were there on Thursday night, and maybe Nirvana, have a chat about it. Because Nirvana had never been exposed to avant-garde music before. And so, yeah, it was a new experience.
Yeah, it was insane. It was, to me personally, coming from I come from a more rock, sort of heavier background, and then I moved into a bit more fusion, jazz, and then did listen to Dave, got to bebop, stuff like that. But then free jazz, I had no idea what I was getting into, so I had no mindset of what it was going to sound like. So to me, it was going to be a bunch of noise. That's what I thought initially. But then it wasn't. It was a bunch of noise, but it was a bunch of beautiful noise. And to me, the most interesting thing was that there was no sort of set form or set, like dialogue, but it was just happening spontaneously. And what I noticed I'll talk about Paul first, who, I was very interested in seeing how he would play because Dave's our mentor, and to see his mentor is such an honor for me personally. So as I watched him play, the thing I noticed the most about when he was improvising was the intent that he was improvising with, because I think we get, I have a ton of students who are on the path of improvisation, who are getting better at improvisation, and the one question is like, well, how do you develop that language? How do you start hearing things in your mind and translating it to the instrument? And there's, a gazillion different methods and whatever, but watching Paul play, it was just so direct with that source of where that language comes from. So it was just so intentional, and you could see him surprising himself every time he would react to something Dave would play or something the drummer would play, and it was pretty insane in that way. So it was improvisation on a whole new level for me. So it's inspired me definitely in that way.
That's what got Paul going. He's played music all his life. He's 80 years old, and a mind as sharp as a tack. He wanted to play music that surprised him. He played in all sorts of bands for all his life and could do any of that. Put him anywhere and he can play whatever he has to. But in this situation, he found he couldn't surprise himself in the playing. So he wanted to get into a situation where musically he was surprised by what I do, by what the drummer does, and that would put him into playing something he never thought of before. So that's the impetus for that band. It's a very creative process, and one that I came to with a lot of trepidation, but I now really enjoy doing it and get very excited in the middle of it, actually, when it all starts to happen and I'm not really thinking about it. Most of the music that people come with, as I said before, you come in with your own way of doing things. And for a lot of people, music is about reading. Certainly for the classical stream, and it's about reading. The music gets put in front of you and you understand how it works, and so you can do what it says to do. the whole idea with the jazz side of things is not so much what it looks like, it's what it sounds like. And that's where the language thing comes in. It's understanding the language of music so that when you hear something, you know what it is, rather than having to go search for it. So singers have got this innate ability to do that. If you're a singer, you can pretty much sing what you hear. If you listen to it, you can reproduce it. It's not that hard. Instrumentalists have a bridge to climb over, which is the instrument. How do I make the instrument do those sounds that we're hearing? So that's what I'm really interested in developing with students. Reading thing, we can all get in and do that, and that's part of the course. We're trying to teach everybody to read to a certain level. Some people come to it easily, some people have to be dragged kicking and screaming to learn to read. I think I've hit a nerve.
Right.
Yeah, because a lot of players learn their music by rote. We have a lot of players now that have come from Nepal.
Me.
Nirvana. There's a lot of players, a lot of musicians within the college. Most of the music there is not read. They don't read it. They learn it by ear. If someone shows them how to do it, they do it, and it's a whole way of doing things. And it's a whole different sort of music too. And we're fortunate in Excelsia to be exposed to this. We have a lot of multicultural music that goes on. Because we have such a contingent of Nepalese here, we have a lot of opportunities to explore that side of the music as well. Yeah. At this point, are there any questions that anyone would like to ask? And then we'll play something else.
Any questions at all?
Any at all?
You do a lot of short courses here at Excelsia?
Sure.
I had a quick look on the site, but they seem to be a lot of...
We do the bachelor, which is 3 years. You can also do an associate's degree, which is only 2. Maybe in the near future we might get some short courses going, but it's definitely something that's in view, but not at this moment.
Sure.
Oh,
Can I add to that?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
Hello everyone, I'm Lotte Lajkepu. I'm the Associate Professor here and Head of Creative Performing Arts. So I work with these amazing staff and students. So one of the things in terms of short courses that we do offer and we have offered in the past is any of the units that we teach in the bachelor can be taken as one-off units by external people who are interested in doing them. So for example, if we have a small ensemble unit, we've had people come into that from the community and be part of that. We have a choir as well that does lots of performances and that sort of thing, and people can come in and be part of that. And they just have a one-off cost for that, which is not the same as the cost of going to whole bachelor, but it's
Sure.
So that's a possibility of, it's not exactly a short course, but it is a way that people can get
Thanks.
Super fun one as well.
Yeah.
Are there any sort of prerequisites of knowledge that you should have before going into one of the courses here?
So the music courses here are audition based. So no ATAR is required. So when you come to audition, we really find out who you are as a musician, find out what your goals are, find out who you want to be as a musician, and it's mainly to find out who we can put you with in terms of a one-on-one teacher that really can develop you to go to the next level. We do say finish your HSC, so you can do all the so we know that you can write an essay and stuff like that. But there's always a dialogue that can happen with that. So I always say, as Dave was saying, you come in and Nirvana will attest to this. You came in as rock and prog and a bit of gypsy jazz, which is super rogue, but he came in and now I can say he can pretty much play in all genres. To what extent? I mean,
I was going to say, I can try.
So, but yeah, it is audition based. So, but you know, if you're having lessons now, and we can talk about this after the class as well. Yeah,
I know for a lot of musicians,
we can hit you.
younger musicians or musicians who are not used to coming to study at this level, the word theory frightens them. So, oh, I don't know about that. As a jazz player, theory for me has been essential and really interesting because the way I've been speaking, music is a language and theory is the gateway to understand that language. And theory is not about a studious thing, or it's studious, but it's about sound. That's what it's about. It's everything I've learned about theory is teaching me a new sound that I can implement and understand. So if you look at theory that way, it's a very positive, useful tool. And the more of it that you have, the more capacity you have to express your music. Reading is just one way of doing it. Understanding the theory of how it all works enables you to work in any situation that you find yourself.
All right. Before we play, can we do the thing, Dave?
What's that?
No.
Can we do? Come on, we're gonna do the thing. The thing. That's a C.
Yeah.
Okay, check this out. The thing. You know, the thing that we did in the pub. Okay, that's a C.
B flat.
Yep.
A flat. B. B flat. A. A flat. E flat. C again.
By the way, he was right on
Wow. That's just
That's the
a
thing.
demonstration of what that theory application looks like.
Let it be known that I think he's the only one in the room.
Yep.
So it's not like we can all do that. All right, let's play some.
Oh, right, sure.
As you saw there, I just started a song and then we played it. That was not
No
planned.
rehearsal. Got no idea what's going to happen next.
Yeah. Now, I guess the question is that you may be thinking, how can I apply that to what I do? So, what if we get some hands up? What genre are we into around here?
Rock and metal.
Rock and metal, yeah. Anything else?
Yeah.
Jazz?
He's got an instrument here.
Oh, here we go. Oh, here
Why
we
don't
go.
you get up?
sit in.
Yeah, mate.
I think like kind of similar to you when you started like
Yeah.
prog rock and rock and prog rock and that sort of stuff.
Sorry, I've just met this man for the first time today.
So you're
Thank
prog
you,
and
Jim.
prog and rock, and then are you getting into the more jazz kind of land, or wanting to get
Well,
into it?
school's been forcing me to.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. What kind of bands are you listening to, prog-wise?
Like probably kind of generic prog bands like Polyphia.
Oh, yeah,
like,
sure.
Pliny sometimes and like I don't know, bands sort of like around
Yeah.
that.
Do you know that guitar player, very popular in the sort of more proggy community, Steven Turano, the really incredible
Oh
instrument.
yeah.
So you watch his videos and you think, man, he's practiced that like 50,000 times, right? But then he's actually improvising so much of that. I've got a mutual friend. So, so the idea of jazz doesn't necessarily always have to be like the 2 and the 4, but then I think the idea of improvisation on a broader sort of spectrum is cool and important to have as a musician in today's world because you become very versatile. But I'll let you continue what you're
Oh, no. Well, that's the thing, like, when Nirvana first came here, we just became friends because we kept playing together and stuff like that. And at the start of, or near the end of last year, he called me up and said, oh, I'm making an album with my first teacher back in Nepal. Can you play bass for it? And I was just like, yes. Yes, I will. And and you can take the story on from
Yeah,
there.
well, so just to give you a little bit of context, again, this is, all of this is stemming from being in this environment for me. So I'm an international student, so I came from Nepal to do my bachelor's in music, and I kind of continued to do my master's. And so coming from that background, I come from a more, still prog rock kind of background, but I've been exposed to so much Nepali traditional and folk music, as well as Indian classical and that kind of music. So coming into the degree, I had a mix of everything, and then the whole course developed me into this more well-rounded musician. So when I did the album last year, which I produced as well, the whole approach or the idea of the album is it's Nepali folk music fused with Gypsy jazz, and it's got very traditional Nepali drums and like flute, which Pratik will play over here. But we've got a lot of these traditional mixed with trumpet, guitars, bass, double bass, and piano, which Dave played on as well. So it was a very interesting sort of thing. So when I told him about the album, he said, "Well, what should I do? Because this is so different than like jazz or rock or country or whatever. It's just such a weird. It's got all these like Nepali rhythms that are not familiar." And my answer was, "Well, I just need you to be you because that's the whole idea." So the album's called Culture and Sing. You can look it up. It's on Spotify, all streaming platforms, and it was a merge of these like genres, if you will, these two cultures almost. And that was the album pretty much. We had Devin, who's a trumpet player, and he's also a teacher here. He played trumpet on it. He's just beyond words to me. Like, that is not a single human being I've met who could play as good as him. And Dan, who's okay. He's great. And then we had the legendary Dave Putney play keyboard and piano on it, which was great. The album.
Oh, right.
And we also, as
the flute.
so as the launch, we actually were able to fly Dave and Dan to Nepal, and we did a show in a place called LOD. Inappropriate. It's called Lord of the Drinks, and it's like the 40th best club in the world, and we did a sort of launch there.
As opposed to the 39th best club in the world.
And then recently, just in June, we were able to actually bring that show here. So we produced a show at the Sydney Opera House, and it was called Culture and Sing. It was a sold-out show, very successful, and we were able to bring that music here. And we had, so it was a band of 13 people, which I was sort of leading and organizing and all that. And among the 13 people, 2 of them were not from Excelsia. So I guess that's statement enough for what we were doing over here. And legit, we had like a Tanbul player who's a master's. She's doing a master's over here. We had a Yadka player. She's doing a master's over here. We had Dan, Dave. We had trumpet, Devin. And we had some incredible moments on stage like that. And it was, like I said, among the 13 people on stage, 11 of them were from here.
So I guess that's one of the sort of proof that I know for myself when I started doing music, I was thinking, like, what are the sort of career outcomes? And the answer really is whatever you want. You can kind of lead it in whatever you want. The 3 main ones that I talk about is portfolio musician, where you have many sources of income. For example, I have 4 sources of income at the moment. You can go into the teaching sector, which you can talk to Christine about after this, which is amazing. If you do your Masters of Teaching after this, after the Bachelor's, which is really affordable now under our ESP, we can talk about later. You can go into the teaching sector and start earning your 85K a year straight off the bat. And then another big rising one is music therapy as well. And one of our lecturers, Liam, who's amazing, he actually takes some classes over to nursing homes and stuff like that. So you get that experience. And in fact, we're the best course to go into music therapy, just because you have such exposure to not only all the different genres, but singing, guitar, piano. You can do all of them here, no matter what you study as your main instrument.
I think film music is...
Film music as well?
Yeah, so we've got one of the graduates who actually played the Hime drum at the Opera House. We did the Bachelor's together, and he's a really good friend. He's from Nepal as well, and he's got 6 movies and a series out on Netflix that he did the music for, and he did his Bachelor's over here.
Yeah.
And we also had Nikita, who sung at the Opera House, and she's got a song with over 60 million views right now on YouTube, really famous. She's won multiple awards, really popular singer, and she also did a Master's over here with us. So we've got a bunch of cool alumni.
So also, like, studying music is like the biggest networking event you can ever do.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm just going to ask, what are the performance opportunities for students?
So we're a performance course, super practical. We always love performing. At the moment, we do CP, so concert practice. So there's performances every week. At the moment, for the first 6 weeks, we're into showcase bands. So literally the first week that you start your bachelor's, you get put into bands, and you're either given a genre, or you say, Lotte just comes up with the roguest ideas and goes, all right, I want Nirvana, but jazz. Like I want this and that. Yeah, so straight off the bat, you get to collaborate with other students and lecturers and stuff like that. And since we've moved here, we're actually we want to do more off-campus performances as well. So every semester, for as long as I've known, we've gone to Lazy Bones in Marrickville. We've done one at Gasoline Pony. We did one on the veranda of one of the lecturers' house.
Liam's house.
Liam's house, yeah.
That was incredible.
Just performing to the street. So we have an insane community, and that's what we really love here
We
as
had
well.
the fire truck and the police
Police.
came into the street, and I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, what trouble am I going to get into here? And then they stopped, and then they with us in the street.
So that's the thing, like our whole thing here at Excelsia is to get you to be the most well-rounded but employable musician out there. And the fact that you've studied that you've studied your passion, but you have this knowledge and you have this a certain set of skills, to quote Liam, that they can go out into the industry and not be a starving artist. What was it? Soup from a can?
Beans from a can.
Beans from a can. I ain't doing that, So that's the thing we want to. Okay, shall we play? Hello, I'm Dan, by the way. All right. So, what are we doing?
Oh
leaves.
yeah, what key?
Okay.
Well, E minor, G.
Alright, sure.
E minor.
So,
All right.
do
You
you
want
wanna-
the E minor for
You want me to set it up? Do you want me to set it up?
I've got to remember how to play all of these.
Kind of what?
Can you tell us what sort of flute you play?
This is a bamboo flute. It's from Nepal. It's called Basuri. We have he did a show with a bamboo player. He's my friend.
So So the guy at the Opera House. Give you context. And then we met through Instagram, and then I was like, hey dude, I'm doing a masterclass, why don't you come here? And I know he's very interested in theory and jazz and stuff like that. But this is the first time I'm actually meeting, so lovely to meet you, my friend. Instagram, right? That's great. Okay, so set it up.
Yeah, I'll just play an introduction.
Yeah.
When we get into it, whatever you play will work.
Cool.